Welcome back to Fox 5's On the Hill. Good to have you along here this Sunday morning. You know, spring is usually a time where the real estate business is hopping. That's not so much the norm this year, but businesses are still doing deals, but they're doing them differently. Corey Burr is the Senior Vice President of Sotheby's International, and he joins us live this morning on the Hill for a look at what the housing market is doing. Corey, it's good to see you. You know, I think back a couple of months ago when you joined us, and we were talking about how, you know, the market was booming, but, you know, understatement of the century to say things have changed right now. So how is real estate right now? Are people still buying homes? Are they still making real estate deals in this market?
So the virus was a gut punch to the real estate market locally. Sales were down about 30% from mid-March through about May 10th. But about the time when Governor Hogan eased up outdoor activities, our market has snapped back like a rubber band.
Mm-hmm. That's good to hear. You know, one of the things I've heard from folks I know, Corey, especially those who are living in apartments, is that now this pandemic has changed their thinking, and some of them want to get into the housing market now. Some of them just might feel safer living in a house rather than in an apartment building with a lot of other people. Are you seeing that new segment of buyer entering the market now?
Most definitely. A lot of people have fallen out of love with their property during the pandemic. Being at home, it stretched all the capacity of their properties, and a lot of apartment dwellers just don't want to be in a building environment anymore.
So how are you physically doing this? Because the process of going out and, you know, looking at a home, you know, involves a lot of social contact. You're traveling, you're going around, your real estate agents are meeting people. Have you changed the way you actually do the process for folks now?
Most definitely. We're abiding by all the CDC requirements. We're wearing face masks, gloves, and typically shoe covers to go see properties, and buyers are doing the same. But what the good news is that every industry involved with selling property is active and working, and that's inspectors, that's appraisers, that's loan officers, and it's settlement companies. So every transaction that I've had in the last 2 months has gotten to settlement successfully.
It's pretty amazing, too, because you think of the fact that, you know, only a short time ago, you know, this wasn't even on the radar screen. What would you tell folks, just as we wrap up here, Corey, about how they can go about getting this process started, even if they're at home right now?
Well, the key thing to remember is that the low interest rate, around 3.25%, is buoying the market. Get in touch with a loan officer, find out how much you can afford, contact a competent realtor, and get out and see property so that you can be a player in what's becoming a very active late spring market that's going to stretch into summertime.
Right. All right, Corey Burr, Vice President, Sotheby's International. Always good to see you, Corey. Hope to see you in person again at some point soon. Hey, you know,
thank you, Tom.